Remember, we started off with eyewitness reports, and I'm always so pleased to have to do that particular segment of the program every Wednesday. It's basically how we get to check the pulse of this particular region. So thank you to all of you who sent in your comments. And then on Jude's Corner, I read a few messages, and I think I got a call, where I was talking about grief. So that was just me, getting a bit of myself out to you, sharing with you, as I usually do during the weekdays. Now, our final conversation this morning is all about the role opposition. Actually, the role of the opposition. Now, my question is this: how can healthy opposition be fostered in Nigeria? I think I had this conversation last year. Somebody said something that I found very profound from last year's conversation, and it had basically said, "Look, we are not enemies, but we are enemies of ideas." Anyway, that was last year. I think I read that message last year. But within that time and today, a lot more things have happened and are happening. In fact, if you've been paying attention since the 8 o'clock mark, when Andrew on the morning crossfire, had some interesting guests talking about Tony Okocha and Johnson, who is the Commissioner of Information. You could tell that, for example, Okocha was like, no, this government hasn't done anything. I wouldn't like that building. And then the commission was trying to say, hey, look, we have done this. This works. This could work. Why do you trust? So they are on different sides of, quote unquote, the government. That would be the people who are, in charge with, making sure things go right and providing solutions to the general public. Right. But you see, I have found that over the years, people get to see the phrase or that particular word opposition to mean your sworn enemy. People can tend to see that word opposition mean the person that must, at every single opportunity you get, be ridiculed, be made fun of, and if possible, be eliminated. Oh yes. It's amazing what power does, particularly when people are seeking, and I have to say this, I think it's human nature for most people to want to seek absolute power. We like that notion. Heck, I like it. I'm a big fan of, Superman cartoons, Spider-Man, Iron Man. I like the power, the power that comes with, having the ability to help save lives, and also, in some cases, actually take life. Yes. I'm sure some of you or someone who's listening to me has had that fantasy. Obviously I get that power. I for just do this thing. But the truth of the matter is, if you actually did have that power, a lot of people would do wrong because we'll be fueled by our egos. That's the honest truth. Take this case in point. You see, if you ever went to a boarding school or you went to secondary school in Nigeria within the past, I'd say 3 decades, right? You probably have come to a point where if you were made a prefect or if you just got to SS1 or SS2, the school system here seems to encourage, that notion of respect and I would say even fealty. Yes, SS1 boys come, all the JSS3 boys or JSS2 run away in fear. Yes. I'm not saying that people should not respect each other, but, over time, it got to the point where young children as young as 16 or 17 were devising ingenious ways to punish fellow students. It was the most absurd thing to have witnessed. I witnessed it through. I'm sure some people who probably went to my secondary school, but you, senior Jude, you punished me, you told me to kneel down or something. Yes. That's what happens when power comes. The mind is changed. You get to abrogate to yourself, benefits that ought not to be. But when you hear opposition, a lot of people want to get rid of opposition. Interestingly, they forget this line that we like to use. Iron sharpened iron. You see, let me say that again. Iron sharpened iron. You don't use wood to sharpen iron. You can get a whetstone, yes, to help sharpen iron. But the reason why that works is because the stone too has just about the same resistance as the metal. You're sharpening it. Friction. There has to be friction to provide the sharpness that makes that particular tool effective. In the case that we see in several parts, not just in this country, but around the world, where we see countries, counties, particularly counties, that will be local government areas or states, where every single position available for power, is being held by a political group or a political party. Now, it is this broadcaster's view that might not be the healthiest of position to stand in. And the party, talking about the Republicans and obviously the Democrats. You see, these days it's like two children who are fighting in mud, everybody throwing dirt at each other. It's becoming very uncouth. If I have to be honest, this is probably the dirtiest, nastiest campaign I've ever witnessed in all my life of following politics, particularly the American version. But it's not just in America. Across the West, there's been a spate of nationalistic waves, going through Europe in particular. More people are wanting to get into positions where it's only us. It must be us alone. We don't want, no, only us. So what then is the role of the opposition? And how can it be better fostered? Because I leave you this very interesting excerpt from a movie, right? In that movie, zombies took over. The zombies came about because of a disease. And then a country apparently prepared for this zombie apocalypse. And they will make a case. They will make exceptions, and sometimes they will make preparations just in case that particular thing that the opposition said happens, right, does happen. They did that. And that's how they were prepared for the zombie apocalypse. But here, everybody's in APC in one state. Everybody's in PDP in one local government. Everybody is in LP in one local government. Everybody is in APYZ in one local government. Everybody's in Juice Plantain Party in one place. Where then do you get ideas? Or do you think only your party people have good ideas?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
And now, hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
017-923-0002, 017-923-0002. All right, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo PH. All right, WhatsApp and Telegram available on 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right, let's have you join in the conversation. We're talking about opposition. All right, and my question once again, just in case you missed it, how can healthy opposition be fostered in this lovely green country of ours called Nigeria? How can healthy conversations, opposition, be fostered where you don't see the person who doesn't agree with you as the enemy that must be eliminated? Please don't get me wrong. There are people whose views are obviously not in line with what is proper for you or for your other group of friends. There's no doubt about it. We all will not agree. But if those people speak their minds, are they not human beings? Do they need to be eliminated? Do they need to be ridiculed? Do they need to be harassed, beaten, their offices burnt, their children excommunicated? The things that you people are doing in the name of politics, I'm very sure your fathers would be ashamed. Okay, that's some of your fathers did the same thing. What else do you know? Zion is on the line from GRA, and we have messages coming through, but let's get to hear from Zion first. Good morning to you, Zion.
In Nigeria, opposition are born out of poverty and joblessness. And the only thing that characterizes it is violence. Environment where the people are educated, opposition are born out of ideas. My views and yours cannot be the same. So if I opine an opinion as the government in charge or in power, as an opposition, can I come with a superior argument? Even in most of the discussions here, I gave my view. Can you come with a superior opinion or idea? Rather, you come and abuse the person who just made a comment, said derogative things against the person. That shows that you are not educated. That shows that you are not enlightened. You are only being bitter that this person's idea is more than your own. This guy is more articulate than you. Let's just narrow down to the presidential elections now and see the debates and other ideas people share between the Kamala Harris and the Donald Trump.
Yes, please.
Amidst these two divides, you can see what the people are expecting from. Who will take care of our military? Who will take care of our economy? What policy do you have to guide our interests? Mr. Jude, are you aware that Americans are more tilted to their presidential election more than their governorship elections? Because they believe that as the presidency, you have the veto to protect the interests of everybody. But come, look at here. Now, we know the trouble. As you all feel like this book will make noise, but they give us our share. That is why you don't see formidable opposition here in Nigeria.
Okay. All right, Zion, thank you very much. Clinton is on the line from Bori, and Wellington is not Krika. But Clinton, let's hear from you first, please.
My brother Jude, good morning.
Good morning, please.
The problem is that a very poor antecedent has been set. And when you see people that have set these bad precedents for the young ones to come, to inherit a precedent of politics of bitterness. And that is what we are taking as young people. And it's scary. Do we really have a healthy opposition in Nigeria? I don't think so. Where if you are in opposition, you critique the policies of the government, and in doing so, also provide solutions to the problems.
Okay, fair enough.
We don't have that in Nigeria. So going forward, we should be able to have young leaders that have qualities that are transferable to the next generation. But we know that our leaders, these our current leaders, have set a very bad record for us, and that is what we are practicing today as a democracy. Thank you very much.
All right, Clinton, thank you. Wellington is in Africa. Wellington, good morning to you, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, please.
Let me come from the position of Mr. Zion a little bit. Now, what leads to poor position or poor criticism is as a result of poor education. Take it easy. Leadership is all about the interest of the people. So once the interest of the people is not met, it's as a result of education. Because the essence of you criticizing the president is because you want the future to be brighter. That's the truth. So because you have leaders who say they want to become power consistently, like it's a generational right, they begin to fight, do or die. Irrelevant. Relevancy is not all about fighting. It's all about antecedents, positive antecedents to the people. That is what I'm about to say. Show me a well-educated nation, and I will show you a prosperous nation. That is just a fact. And when your criticism is not in the interest of the people, it's absolutely failure. It's a fact. But if you're criticizing a leader, it means that the leader is not doing well for the side of the people. And that is where we find ourselves in this part of the world. Those who are criticizing the government of the state, if their own units are not doing well, river people are suffering. Little of it is great to them. River people are not benefiting anything. As I speak to you, let me give you an example.
Yes, please.
The local council has closed up. And NDDC is doing some things to the people. You can't have local government and executive letter to get that token. Your criticism is failure. So it's an absolute aberration to criticism. So it's a fact. So if you want to criticize, let it be constructive and be in the direction of the people as a leader. Thank you and God bless you.
Wellington, it's a pleasure to have heard from you this morning. Thank you for your comments. Livinus Njoku from Achie says the benefits from occupying the political position in Nigeria, which makes those in power to feel like gods, does not promote a healthy opposition. If we can make political positions less glamorous, we can achieve healthy opposition in the country. Politicians are desperate to win elections. They intimidate any perceived opposition and would do anything to silence all opposition. That's from Livinus Njoku. Once again, I make this very small reference, right? Iron sharpened iron. What is true governance, right? Without opposition. Even kings were known to have advisors who would oppose their ideas.
It is all about the people. Now, it is the same people that these ex-governors and senators are using. These are the same people that will determine, that will change the narrative. We are the ones that will change the narrative for them. If we hadn't insisted in River State that we don't need,
hello,
God for that reason would have prevailed in River State. So it is these people, it is the will of the people to stand their ground and say and tell this man that has threatened their governor that we're going to tell you that you are not the owner of the state. We, the people, have the state. So whatever you plan will come to naught. It is a decision. The people have to stand up and take the decision and tell these oppressors that you do not own this state. We, the people, have the state. So what we want stays. It is not what we want that will stay on the seat. It is what we, the people. So it all depends on the people to do. And this is so annoying.
All right, Muriel, thank you very much. Kunle is speaking to us from Burikri. Kunle, welcome. Ekaro.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Let me first of all say, I don't see what is wrong. What that man said, the federal lawmaker. Yeah. Are you married or maybe even single? Where I'm going to is this. You are dating and you have the intention of getting married to a woman.
Yes.
Would you be happy to know your competitors?
Would I be happy to know my competitors? Yes, in cutting the woman.
What I'm making is some things are natural. What we should be talking about is the way they play it.
Exactly.
Okay, every other person must die. But if somebody is an opposition, it has to be like that. No opposition wants the other person to win now. Even when you mentioned the Olympics, do you think if you ask any of those people, they don't really want? It's a natural thing.
Yeah. I agree. We all want to win. Don't get me wrong. It's not the will to win that is the issue. The issue here is how do you win? Because in a debate, you don't win a debate by arguing alone and coming and say, "Oh, Kunle just argued that Amala is the best thing in the planet." Nobody said anything. That's not a debate. You just made a statement. But that's what these people seem to want. That's what opposition is like in Nigeria. If I oppose your Amala argument now, your village people come and say, Jude doesn't like Kunle, let's remove him. Is that what opposition should be?
That's what I'm saying. See, we have different scenarios for different things in life. You have just mentioned the case of debate. Now, there are judges who will say, okay, this person won, that person lost. But in the case of politics and just the case of relationship and gift, there are obviously it's a competition. If we want to do everything possible, the only thing we should be condemning is in our own case. The way we play by fire by force. A party must win all the local government. Local government are there those things. That another party has 1 or 2 or 3. All of them will sweep everything at the end of the day. And they will do everything possible to make sure that happens. Those are the things I think we should be condemning. But as somebody said, for example, even radio station, television station, every television station or radio station is the best. Go and check, they will always say, we are best, we are this, we are that. So when they talk like that, it does not mean that others do not do. Everybody wants to win something for himself. That's where I see that man of Abia is just trying to play politics to know it's just really a punchline for me, to sell himself. That's it. Thank you.
Kunle, a pleasure. It was good talking to you. We have Robin from Eche. Robin, good morning to you.
Yes, once more, good morning to my brother. For me, I think the reason, simple, poverty of the mind. Poverty, when the mind is very poor. Okay. Everybody becomes a threat.
Everybody becomes a threat.
Even the housefly inside the room becomes a threat. Even the cockroach becomes a threat because of poverty of the mind. Dude, can you recall that in the past world, our forebearers that were so rich, they got their wealth from hard work through the farm. or through fishing.
Okay.
Within the riverine area, go down those areas and see those 2-story, 3-story buildings that were built about 100 years ago. Most of them were built by fishermen. The farm area, you see a man with bands of yam. He has 3, 4, 5, 6 wives. He's through the farm. But Jude, look around your environment today. Those who are rich now, what do? Do they have a shop anywhere? They steal our common patrimony. And because of the fear that if they are no longer holding position that they will continue to steal, they will remain poor. That's the reason. Are you aware that even in this government at the federal level, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there was a man, I won't mention his name. He was picked to be Minister of Attorney General. He declined and he recommended somebody else. Are you aware, River State here, years back, there was a man who owned Odadiki Eye Clinic from Okreka area. He was not collecting salary as Commissioner of Health. There are people today, you go to beg them to become governor of River State. They will tell you, no, I have my quietness in my little business I'm doing. I'm satisfied. Poverty of the mind is killing us. Can somebody say one man lives and we follow? Is that what Nigerian Constitution provides as amended? It says the person must be sponsored by a political party. But those same people, they have killed the political party. It does not make any meaning anymore. You can be in Aba and become a governor in Lagos State. And they are telling us that they are thinking we are fools. They should continue. They are writing their history. Today we're talking about Patrick Lumumba and the rest of them. They made their part Nelson Mandela. Let them continue to be in the office and steal our common patrimony. It's recorded for them. Good morning. I remain Robin Manda, the farmer. God bless you and bless your station.
Good morning, Robin. Andy Akpotive is on the line from GRA. We also have Daniel in Imo Gate. Andy, let's hear from you first, please.
Yes. Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
River State. Jude, let me sit and...
sorry, Andy, could you turn off your radio set or step away from the radio, please?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That. Let me state very clear that these politicians are the ones that are living in Nigerians' reality. People like you and I are living in a state of utopia where you are imagining that elections actually hold in Nigeria. They know for the deputy speaker to be saying what he's saying, for him to have said that he's insisting that this is going to be the last time an opposition, a Labour Party will rule Abia. Do you think he's speaking from France? He's living in the Nigerian reality. You think Nigeria, that elections fold, elections take place?
No, they
it
do.
is the entrenched system that ensures that people become whatever in Nigeria. Entrenched system in terms of the judiciary. Entrenched system in terms of what they call structure. Entrenched system in terms of the amount of violence that they can wield on or during elections. Elections, you think your vote matter?
It does. They'll be fighting for it.
Yes. So imagine that these people are just speaking from out of... They know. That's why if you see how they focus, they are interested in the local government elections first. Right? That the people who become local government chairmen becomes their structures. Did you not hear that a former chief of staff in this state said that they were writing results in government house? What has happened to him? Have you seen anybody going to arrest him?
Andy, I know you can go on and on, but let's circumvent and go back to the final point. What do we need to do to get proper opposition in this country?
You cannot have opposition in Nigeria as it's currently constituted. Nigeria political firmament speaks to sharing of the cake alone. Where your bread is better buttered, that's what you are going to move to. Have you not seen how literally all the people who won under Abga to the House of Assembly, they have all ported to APC? Let me make it clear here that even this governor we are talking about, if he does not port and move to APC, the establishment will come strong against it. Go and see what's happening in Edo State. You and I are very familiar with Edo State. Have you heard the candidate of AC address the people?
Have you heard him address? Do you know what he's even bringing to government house if he won the election? Do you know what he's bringing? And Dr. Shomole has been speaking for him. But it will shock you that he will leave. This is because it is not about you people. Like I've told you people consistently, my voter's card, I've shown it in the dude. Until we are able to fix this system, fix it from ground up. You don't fix it from up ground. You have to address the fundamentals that will allow the vote of the people to indeed count. The politicians don't want to do it unless you are living in utopia. That's why you'll be imagining that, what's happening in America is possible to happen here. They know what they are talking about. If he does not pause, indeed he will be kicked out.
Andy saying that more needs to be done. The entire structure has to be rebuilt. I like the way everybody seems to like the word structure. Just the same way in the past week or two, demure has now become the word for Nigerians. Everywhere you go, people are just trying to throw the word demure, like it was just invented. Right, WhatsApp 009-030-6416, 009-030-6416. All right, Jude, you had a little slip up earlier on when you said Republicans want Kamala Harris. Oh, yes, no, it's Democrats. Democrats, obviously, because Kamala Harris is of the Democratic Party in the U.S. So you reverse your political parties. Thank you. JD in London. JD, thank you for that observation. All right, always a pleasure. Okay, all right. Ezekiel says, according to Mother Teresa, she said, if you look at someone with the mindset of finding a fault, you will definitely see one, because humans are not without a fault. Till our opposition party learn to appreciate the activities of the party in power, we are not democratic. That's what Ezekiel Isaiah is saying. Hector says politics is driven by interest, but beware of being in the wrong side of history tomorrow due to your own interests. Hector is warning. All right, my final comment. Asetico A from Mile 3 says, greetings, Jude. Says, everything we discuss within the sphere of our political arena lies in the hands of the same politicians. The abido shaker of the solution is the electoral system. If it miraculously is able to enable votes to count, then politicians will inevitably come to terms with reality and understand that the real opposition is the people and not the politicians. Okay. Well said, one. Well said, all. Hopefully, we get to know better and do better. Only time will tell as we continue to talk for development. My name is Jude. Thank you, as always, for listening. Good morning.
Nigeria Info.